thing during COVID, right?
Yep.
From the schools especially. So can you tell us a little bit about the process and how you got into telehealth and what your thoughts are on that?
Yeah. So my first dive into telehealth was on March 13th or whatever it was, 2020, when everything got shut down. I was working for a school district at the time, and I had used Zoom maybe like 4 times before that, for personal reasons. And then the next thing you know, right, we're using Zoom every week. And it was hard, but there were definitely some pros to it. Um, if you know technology a little bit, it's not too difficult. But even more so, it allowed us to collaborate more. It allowed me to collaborate more with the parents because the parents were often there. Sometimes they weren't there. Sometimes it was an older adult or an older sibling. But either way, a little bit more collaboration. Definitely more collaboration with the teacher to remain on the same page. And I think also things got a little bit different for some of those quote unquote students that were more on consult with me. We definitely had to change things around for them because they were already participating pretty well in their education, but they just needed a little bit. And some of the things that we might have been working on related to like handwriting in the classroom or organization in the classroom, those looked very, very different from writing in a Word document or on Google Docs or organizing yourself in a computer. I mean, I would work with kids. One particular kid that comes to mind is I helped her and her family to put a system in place where not just a system, but like the environment, making the environment at her home more conducive to learning. Like she wanted to have her toys all over the place, like during school. And so we had to slowly put a system in place to clear off a workspace for education. So yeah, definitely different.
So how did you do? I mean, I know school-based is probably maybe easier than doing something like ECI or outpatient because you not necessarily have to have the toys and stuff there that you're going to do therapy with. You're going to have more paper, pencil, task type of things. But how did you plan and prepare for what you were going to do with the students? Did you have to have that pre-communication with the parent or?
When possible, yeah, definitely. In fact, I'm pretty good with technology. I have a business that revolves around technology, video, podcasting. And so I would actually, when I would come up with activities, the week before the activity, I would actually film what I was going to do. And I would even I would just upload it to YouTube and I would send it to the parents, send it to the teachers, and kind of that way they could see exactly the materials that I was planning to use. They even knew the steps that I was going to do. Also, it was nice because some parents, their world was turned upside down as well during the pandemic, right? And so some weren't able to make it to therapy sessions. Right. So they actually really appreciated the videos because then they could do their therapy session later with the student asynchronously. They still did the same thing. And in my videos, I would give tips like how to grade the activity, right? Grade it up or down. If you see your child doing this, maybe try this. If you see them doing well, make it a little bit more difficult by going this way. So those videos, I think, really helped with keeping everyone on the same page a little bit.
So I know that there's a big debate out there about telehealth. Okay, so people are like, that's not therapy and that's not ethical. And, and then there's other people, hey, this is a whole new niche, right? This is something that can really be taken advantage of. I mean, there's people getting this that never would have ever gotten it before. So what is where do you stand on that?
Yeah, great question. I will tell you right off the bat that it is hard. Personally, I wouldn't say it's necessarily for me. As much as I am good with technology and understand it and had a good time doing it for a little bit, it's a little tricky. And when I think it comes to kids, and I actually asked this in an interview for when I quit my district job to primarily focus on my business, I did do part-time with a contracted based telehealth company for schools. And I asked this question in my interview. I said, what if I don't feel like telehealth is going to work for this particular student? Because I don't think it works for every student. And I think there are students that need something else. Sorry for the crying. And so I asked them, and they're kind of a political answer, right? Like we'll figure something out. But so that's just my thoughts about it. I think it can be helpful for the right people. I think it's probably not the best for other people. And I think if you go in with that mindset and find an employer that's on the same page with you, you'll probably do pretty well.
And the students have a big assignment coming up with telehealth. They're going to have a SWOT assignment to determine whether telehealth is good or bad. And they're all going to have their own groups and they're going to debate it. So we will see what they come up with at the end of that assignment. So now